Because I'm a huge Peyton Manning
Yes, we
fan.
know. Okay, why?
Huge.
Yeah. No,
Woo, Peyton.
and I will even disagree with that. You say you are,
I am.
but if you truly were,
Oh, Lord.
then you're
Here
a fan
Here we go.
of the team your guy plays for.
What? How is that? Oh, I'm not even going to get into it because that's just wrong.
No, it's not.
How,
You're jacked up on this.
I'm
one, sir. You're jacked up.
I'm just not.
You say you're a Peyton Manning fan.
I am a huge Peyton Manning fan. Just
You're not a fan of his.
I'm going to say this.
If
and
you're
then
not a fan of his team, if you're not rooting for his team, you're not rooting for his success. And if you do not root for his success, then you do not root for him. So
Yes.
I will say,
okay.
no,
and
you are not a true Peyton Manning fan.
Here's where we differ on that definition because I look at him from a statistical.
Oh, I know. You look at him fantasy football.
I don't even have him. I'm just, you can. Okay, here's the thing, and you would probably disagree with me. But do you think it's possible for Peyton Manning to have a good game and for the Broncos to lose?
Sure, it's possible for any football player to have a good game and lose. It happens all the time.
Okay, then what I would say is I consistently root for Peyton Manning to have a good game. You all right with that? I really don't care what the Broncos do.
Okay, and
But
I
just,
will say that then you are not a fan because Peyton Manning's first goal
I'm a huge
is
fan
win.
of Peyton. Absolutely.
Well, he did not accomplish his goal, and you're good with that? You're good with that? You're a fan? You want his success.
Okay.
He had a great game and he lost. You're good with that?
Here's where I would this would be my answer of this, okay? Because I am not a bandwagon jumper as far as teams. I like a certain team, and I'm a Bears fan and I'm a Colts fan. That's because that's where I grew up, okay? But here's the thing. I would root for Peyton Manning to win no matter what team he played on. When he played for the Colts, I rooted for him to win. When he played for the Broncos, I want him to win. Okay?
Well, you
wait a
just said
second.
you
Wait a
didn't
second.
mind if he
I think
won.
the studio door is opening.
Wow. Did he come out from the...
I'm curious where you fall on this. George and I were arguing. I was talking about how big of a Peyton Manning fan I was, and he said, no, you can't be a fan because I'm not a Denver Bronco fan. That I can't be a fan of Peyton Manning because I'm a huge Peyton Manning fan. Absolutely love him, love to watch him, love to see him do well, especially when I have him on my fantasy football team, which is usually never. George does not believe.
What I say is a true. If you're a true fan.
Hey, don't be putting on your judgment pants.
And big judgment pants right now. Big ones.
You got judgment pants.
Big judgment pants here.
You're wearing your judgment panties too underneath them.
You can appreciate what somebody does and not root for their team, whatever. But if you are a fan of an individual football player and you truly care about, to say a fan, you care for their success.
Sure.
Success on the football field is not measured by how many touchdowns they make. Success is measured by winning. And if the team doesn't win and you have a great game, and every player to any level says that, I failed. I did not.
Right. I totally.
No excuse. If I say one thing, that's the first level of failure. And I will say, as a fan, if you're good with Broncos losing and Manning having a good day, you are not a Peyton Manning fan.
Yeah.
That's my side. That's my judgment pants side, baby.
Yeah,
Just call it out, Gary.
You can't be some of the older people can never be a Dan Marino fan then. Because he didn't ever win.
Oh, he won a lot.
Yeah, but
he didn't win the biggie. Well, and when you, but there's a big difference between. I was never a Dan Marino fan. I watched and I appreciated Dan Marino, but to say What, I guess the definition, what is a fan?
Okay.
What's
so
a fan?
here's the middle ground, because we always talk about compromise. I'm willing to meet you in the middle. I appreciate Peyton Manning so freaking much that I want to cry.
Wow.
That's intense.
Some people,
You're full of
some people,
You are so full of
some people would say, "Hey, you sound like a real fan of Peyton Manning." Well, maybe, but let's not call it that. And they would say, "Well, that's kind of dumb, appreciating somebody. Let's just say you're a fan." And I'd say, "Okay, but George won't like it." And they'd say, "That's okay, because we like you better." There's the conversation right there. What do you think of that?
That's fine. I'm not saying my belief is the right way. It's how I feel, though.
Yeah, absolutely. I am not taking. I'm not trying to change.
Well, gee, I think this guy's a good leader. He's a good guy.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of his. But if he fails, it's okay. If he in his arena fails, then you're still a fan.
Absolutely.
I don't get that.
And here's the thing. I just want to make this perfectly clear. I am not trying to change your mind at all. I'm not trying to. I'm just trying to advise you that the way that you feel
I'm sure
is wrong.
I'm always most of our listeners and most of America probably feels that about most everything I feel. So I'm used to. You know what? I can handle being wrong, baby. Yeah. But I will. You and I
will say,
as comrades, as buddies, will agree to disagree.
I'm not going to agree to disagree. I'm going to change my thing to this.
If we're going to not agree to disagree, then you say I'm wrong, I say you're wrong.
Exactly.
And we'll let it go.
I'm just going to change the statement. I'm going to move on to what I was going to talk about.
You know, it'd be great. I would just love to get Peyton Manning's view on this.
Yeah.
If he feels
he would say exactly the same thing you did. He would absolutely he would.
Because of the guy he is, he was happy about losing. And
then if you're a fan of his and you disagree with him, how do you feel about that?
You're right. You're starting to chip away at me. I'm going to change it to this. Ready? I'm just going to change it to this. I love to watch Peyton Manning play football. You good with that?
I'm great with that.
Let's go with that. Everybody here at Derek and George Live, Jimbo in the producer's booth, we want to remind all of you that I'm Derek.
And I'm George.
Sun's out.
Guns out.
God bless.